It's time for Tiger Tip-Off.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
And a very pleasant, good Saturday morning, everyone. Welcome back inside Lander Valley High School for the continuation here on day 2 of the Lander Classic. First matchup for either Tiger squad here on this late morning will be the Lander Valley Lady Tigers and the Newcastle Lady Dogies. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more, conveniently located in Riverton, as well as a Casper location. Well, you couldn't have gotten off to a much better start to this Lander Classic for the Lander ladies yesterday, going 2-0 with a couple of victories. A very early morning win over Pinedale, and then a victory over the Thermopolis Lady Bobcats much later in the day, into the early evening, in fact. So Lander's ladies 2-0 on what head coach Drew Powell has termed the team's preseason. All this tournament play prior to the holiday break. Then, of course, after January, getting to a long conference schedule leading up to regionals in Casper regionals and then state in Casper in March. That's obviously the goal for both of these Lander Valley teams. Both Lander boys and girls entering the weekends ranked in the top 5 in the WyoPreps coaches and media poll. Lander ladies living up to that billing so far in this tournament, 2-0. The Lander boys did fall in their one and only contest to Thermopolis last night, to their 0-1 of the season. That's the game that should follow this one here in the tournament. The same matchup, Newcastle and Lander. Interesting dynamic at play for the first time. We did not have this installed yesterday, but for every game played here in the tournament today, just like every game played for the rest of the season into the playoffs, a shot clock will be utilized. You pan across, for those of you watching on the YouTube channel, you can see the 35-second shot clock. There's one at the top of either basket along with the actual game time, as usual. That is going to be an interesting dynamic throughout 3A and Wyoming High School basketball generally, obviously for game flow and game style, as some teams like to slow things down and run some motion outside. Not so much either Lander team, but across the state of Wyoming, that motion offense is pretty popular, so that's going to have to be modified a little bit. Also, the location of these shot clocks from gym to gym might be the toughest thing for these players to get used to. Here at Lander Valley High School, already installed was the capability of the shot clock, and it's been in the works for a couple of years across the rest of the state, but a lot of gyms simply didn't had planned for that, and so have to install that shot clock somewhere in the line of sight for the players, so that might vary from gym to gym. Here, it is once again on top of either backboard, as you can see for those of you watching on the County 10 YouTube channel. So that's going to be installed for the first time today. We'll have a 35-second shot clock to contend with. About 2 minutes away from tip-off, so we'll step aside for a quick break and come right back after this for Lander and Newcastle on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athlete success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
It's time for Tiger Tip-Off.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Just about ready for tip-off here in 30 seconds after some starting lineups between Lander and Newcastle. This will be the third game of the Lander Classic Tournament team. Welcome back to the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's on Federal in Riverton, as well as a Casper location. Thanks to Porter's for sponsoring our pregame show all season long. Right now, Newcastle Doggies are being introduced. Shaking hands with Lander Valley head coach Drew Powell. So we'll get our starters for the Lander girls, and we'll get tipped off here in Lander's officially their third game of the season. They're 2-0 after a successful start to this tournament yesterday. Mentioned wins over Pinedale in the morning and Thermopolis in the evening session. Two more games to follow today. Starters for Lander as they're being introduced. Looks like the same starting five for head coach Drew Powell today as yesterday. Daisy Goklish, a sophomore, wearing number 0. Brianna Lincoln, a senior, wears number 5 in the starting lineup for the Tigers this season, earning that spot with great play last year off the bench and increasing minutes as the season went on. Paisley Hollingshead in the starting lineup, wearing number 23 as a junior, and Hayden Goggles, a senior, one of 4 on this squad, wears number 32. Good to have you with us on a Saturday, whether you're watching on the YouTube stream somewhere across the county, in the state, or the country. And good to have our radio audience with us as well on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Tip is one back to the Lander Tigers, and we are underway. First action for the Lander ladies. On day 2 of the tournament, Brianna Lincoln trying to start things off quickly with a 3 from the right side that's no good. Offensive rebound affords another opportunity. Here's Paisley Hollingshead driving in. Gets back up top of the key for Daisy Goklish. Kicks into the left corner. 3 from there. That is good. Lander Tigers strike first with a 3 from Hayden Goggles. 3 points on the first possession for Lander. Mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate Show as Lander applies some full court pressure. Added dynamic is a 35-second shot clock. You can see there on the screen on top of either backboard. First Lady Doggies possession results in a turnover, so Lander trying to add on to their 3-0 first quarter lead, moving the ball outside. Starting on the right side, then to the top of the key. Here's Goklish diving in the lane off the glass. Good touch, but won't go. Brianna Lincoln there for the offensive rebound, puts down one dribble, puts up a shot that won't go. And on the defensive rebound, Newcastle is out of bounds. 6:57, just a minute 3 gone by here in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander after the turnover on the defensive rebound is going to have an inbound under their own basket. Bounce pass to Paisley Hollingshead, put up a shot with some contact. There was no call. The shot did not go. Hollingshead ends up with her own rebound with an assist. Goklish backing in from the right elbow. Brianna Lincoln for 3 in the corner. That is no good. Excuse me, that was Goggles, I think, for 3 in the corner. And a foul on the defensive rebound. The foul is going to go against Newcastle, and this will be a shooting foul. So Daisy's got a couple of free throws on the way. Mentioned the 4 seniors on this roster. Daisy Goklish is not one of them. She's got another year in a Lander Tiger uniform after this one. The seniors are Lincoln, Liesel Edelman, who you'll see coming off the bench as Daisy Goklish makes her first of 2 free throws. Also see Hayden Goggles, we've already seen in the starting lineup, and shortly we should be seeing Dagan Reinhardt to spell Paisley Hollingshead when the time comes. Second free throw from Goklish is no good. Newcastle comes away with a rebound. Now they'll push down the floor. Still looking for their first points of the game. Early action from LVHS, but it's 4-0 Lady Tigers. Got an offensive foul, I think. Yep, this would be a Newcastle offensive foul. Let's see who they tag with that. That's going to be foul number 2 on Newcastle. Lander yet to be called for a foul. Inbound's going to come from right in front of the student section, being a weekend. It's being more utilized by some of the home crowd. Expecting a bigger crowd for the evening sessions here from the Lander Classic. It's close games here in this tournament at night after people have a chance to do what they need to do for the weekends. Be a fun atmosphere. Newcastle trying to get on the board for 3, and they hit from the left wing. Just like that, 2 minutes gone by, Lander has scored a couple of buckets, but now the Tigers have their lead cut to 1. It's 4-3 LVHS on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander running their offense from left to right. It's Brianna Lincoln from the top of the key. Drop down to Goggles. Goggles sweeps across the paint. Nice left hand for the finish. And now you see some full court pressure applied by the Lander Tigers. Newcastle does break it across the timeline. Avoids a trap there. They'll try a 3 from near top of the key once again. That shot is no good. 1 and done. And Reinhardt is there for the rebound. Kick into the corner. Brianna Lincoln's due for one of these. There it is, Brianna Lincoln. She's missed at least 1 in this game, and when she misses 1 or more, you know she's due. That's her favorite spot in either corner. 3 for the Tigers. Expands the LVHS lead to 9-3. Now here comes Lander quickly in transition. Ball knocked out of bounds, but it's back to Lander.
Out of bounds, and they'll stay in Lady Tiger basketball. Into the Newcastle line, number 23, Kaya Peterson.
Now 5:02 remaining here in the first quarter. 30 seconds remain on that 35-second shot clock. It's going to take me a minute to get used to keeping an eye on that as well. Imagine it'll be an adjustment for the players.
It'll stay Lady Tiger basketball.
And that shot clock now down to 24 as it's knocked out of bounds by Newcastle. So Lander Tigers will inbound again from under their own basket. Starting kind of a box formation with top screens. And Reinhardt leaning in for a shot. That's a good look, but she couldn't get it. Brianna Lincoln with quick hands in the steal. Can't finish, though. Offensive rebound, and the putback does fall for Dagan Reinhardt. And now you have full court pressure applied by the Tigers as Newcastle has trouble. They are trapped near the timeline, and a foul is called on one of the 2 defenders. I think that was Goklish. No, they actually got Reinhardt for that. Just about perfectly executed screen. Got the trap right before half court, or press, I should say. Got the trap before half court. Just couldn't avoid the foul, and so Newcastle with better inbounding position. Now has the ball at the right block. Tough angle, though, and a runner along the baseline. Goes a little bit long. Brianna Lincoln for the Tigers. Kicking the ball out to the left wing. Kind of a no-look pass, but went out of bounds. So a turnover for Newcastle. They trail 11-3 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. It's a full court 2-2-1 press. That's the look that Lander shows, and they will trap well short of the timeline. Get the steal. Diving in is Goklish. Daisy Goklish had the ball tipped, I believe, and it was short. So the shot, no good. Ball ends up out of bounds, but back to LVHS. 4:06 remaining on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, and we have a timeout. Newcastle spends their first timeout of the morning. We'll take it with them back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Your home for Lander Tiger basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Lady Tigers off to a solid start in their 3rd game of the season, 3rd game of this Lander Classic Tournament, up 11-3 on the Newcastle Lady Dogies. That following victories over Pinedale and Thermopolis yesterday. Productive day 1, but we talked to head coach Drew Powell about conditioning, and getting up this morning can be tough to go compete. as Brandon Lincoln will not have a shot count. There's a foul against Newcastle on the floor prior to that. I did like what Coach Powell said in response to that, though. Yeah, it's early season. Yeah, we've only practiced a couple of weeks, but if your ultimate goal is to get to regionals and maybe even the state tournament, this is what it's like. This is what those tournaments are like. You're going to play at least a game a day, especially at regionals. Runner in the lane for Goggles, a little bit too strong. Goklush with a rebound. Putback, that also hit the back of the rim. Dagan Reinhardt's going to have a shot. That also too strong. Back-to-back shots. Good looks at the bucket, but none of them fall for the Lander Tigers. And Newcastle is a little bit of a window here. Try to make something happen. Lady Dogies have not had a ton of time of possession, especially in the set offense. 3 points to show for it, trailing by 8 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. You have an offensive foul. Didn't spot that one, but it is against Newcastle. That is team foul number 4. Fresh set of Lander ladies into the game. You're going to see Alicia Oldman, who's a very talented freshman for the first time. She's a lot of fun to watch. Alicia Oldman, keep an eye on her, wearing number 24. I asked Coach Powell off the air, is this correct? Is your roster right? Is she really a freshman? He's like, yep. That's a scary thought. And he said, yep. She's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Not starting as a freshman, but certainly plays at a higher level than that off of the bench. A couple of shot attempts for Lander, no good. So here's Newcastle in transition. There's a bomb 3. Getting a little bit desperate for the points as Newcastle only has 3. The shot was no good, but the follow was. So Newcastle does break a bit of a scoring drought. 11-5 Tiger lead on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 2:42 remaining. There's a drive in with the initial shot that is no good, but the follow does go. There's Daisy Goklish adding on to her total. And there's that full court press leading to a trap and eventually leading to a turnover just over half court. Tigers get the ball back. Pass into the corner. Now moving the ball around a little bit. There's a 3 for Goggles, top of the key. Excuse me, that is a 3 for Oldman, wearing number 24. That one did not fall on her first shot attempt of the day, but the drive in. And the cut from Edelman. Nice finish. Newcastle's having all kinds of problems as the ball is knocked out of bounds with this full court press of Landers. Doing exactly what it is intended to do for the Lady Tigers. You'll watch it develop. It's a full court 2-2-1, but as you get to about this point on the floor right now, the idea is to trap on either side of the timeline the offensive player. So in that sequence, Tigers didn't quite get it set up. Ball knocked out of bounds. Back to the Lady Dogies. The minute 47 to go in the first quarter. 15-5 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle a rare inbounds from their own side of the floor. Their offensive side of the floor, rather. Inbound into the corner. And now Lander defensively falls back into more of a zone look. Nice step move down low and a good finish. It's Newcastle a much-needed bucket. 15-7 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Driving in with a scoop, count it, and 1 is Daisy Goklish. She'll go to the line for a free throw attempt to finish this one off.
Foul assessed to Kendall on first personal.
Goklish on the bonus free throw. That is good. Lander on top 18-7 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard with a minute 31 remaining. Lander averaged about 44 points per game last season. There's a foul. I think it was on the floor before the shot, though. It was. So the shot will not count for the Dogies. It's going to be Lander's second foul. A couple of subs back into the game for the Lander Tigers. Brandon Lincoln is in, as is Goggles. Minute 22 on the first quarter clock. Newcastle inbounds. Long pass into the right corner from under the basket. Cycle left side out. There's a 3 that is up and good for Newcastle. Lander in transition the other way. They'll set up a three off a screen and a pass. That is no good. Rebound being fought for, eventually pulled down by Oldman. And that ball is stolen away by the Lady Dogies. Hustling for numbers in transition. Tough shot off the side of the backboard. But a foul and a couple of free throws coming. Let's go back to the other side of the floor from a moment ago. Nice finish here on the Gambles replay. Daisy Goklish drawing the foul, counting the bucket, and one. Daisy Goklish off to a strong start. When she is, Tigers usually have success. 18-11 following the first of two free throws for Newcastle. We're under a minute to go in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Second free throw is also up and good. So Newcastle hanging in, now trailing by 6. Lander with Brianna Lincoln having trouble with the handle. The ball saved nicely there near half court. Now fed down low. Extra bounce pass set up for a good look. Alicia Oldman, mentioned her as a freshman, as Brianna Lincoln will draw a foul. Nice aggressive play in the full court press. But nobody who watches Wyoming High School basketball would look at Alicia Oldman, number 24, and say that's a freshman. It'll be a lot of fun to watch for the next several years for these Lander ladies. 31.2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Tigers hanging on to an 8-point lead. Newcastle with the basketball, trying to deal with this full court 2-2-1 press of the Tigers. It's been giving them problems all morning. 23.7 seconds left in the first as the ball was knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. Newcastle inbounding directly in front of the Lander bench. Try to add on to their total and cut into their deficit. Before the end of the quarter, there's going to be a foul called. Is that Oldman who they're going to get? That was on Alicia Oldman. Should pick up her first, I believe that is. That's team foul number 5 on the Tigers, so you have a couple of bonus free throws coming. Both teams in the bonus for the remaining 17.4 seconds. First free throw after the foul is good. Newcastle trailing by 7 now. Lander with plenty of time after a make or a miss, assuming you get the rebound, to add on to their lead before the end of the quarter with 17.4 showing on that first quarter clock. Second free throw is also up and good. Lander with 14 seconds. Trouble in the backcourt, though, and a foul, I believe, was called on Newcastle, so you're going to get a couple of free throws here for Goggles.
First personal bonus, shooting for the Tigers, 32, Hayden Goggles.
12.3 on the clock. Hayden Goggles with a couple of free throws on the way. First one falls in. Got 12.3 seconds after this free throw attempt from Goggles. That one is no good. Missed on the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, though, for the Tigers. Ball kicked out, tipped around. 7 seconds, now 6 on the first quarter clock. This is a shot from Oldman at nearly the buzzer, but the putback would have counted had it gone. Offensive rebounds. Nice putback, but it wouldn't fall. So after one, Lander Tigers on top of Newcastle, 21-14, looking to remain unbeaten on the new season and looking to go 3-0 here at the Lander Classic. We're back with quarter number 2 right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Start of quarter number 2 right around the corner here from Lander Valley High School in the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. The Lander Classic rolls on for another full day of basketball here in Lander. Could not ask for better weather on this day. I know it's an inside sport, but this might be the one and only Lander Classic in recent years that we could actually play outside. It's a beautiful day. Roads are dry, which is great for travel for these teams coming in from all over 3A and 2A. Thermopolis present here at the tournament as well. They were a great test for the boys and the girls yesterday. The defending 2A state champions gave Lander, both teams, all they could handle and actually got the better of the boys team in the fourth quarter last night. Newcastle to inbound, trailing 21-14. Tigers on top on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. We'll try a three to break the ice here in the second quarter. That shot is up and good. Scoring started by the Lady Dogies here in quarter number 2. Brianna Lincoln looking to answer with a three of her own. That shot is up and good. Brianna Lincoln able to do the same thing. Nice answer there from Lincoln. She's got 2 of those threes on this game so far. And again, Newcastle trouble with that full courts press of Landers. She get one more look at the Brianna Lincoln three on the Gambles replay. Nice screen action, and she'll make that open look more often than not, it seems like. This will be Goklish diving in. Brianna Lincoln thought about another one. Now she will fire another three. Brianna Lincoln, third three of the day. She is feeling it from all over the arc. Trap falls apart there a little bit for Lander defensively, so Newcastle able to get the ball down the floor, but it's Brianna Lincoln who ends up with the ball with numbers the other way. She's going to try that one. That was a little bit off balance and maybe misguided. She was on fire, and so she said, well, why not? Goggles was there to get the miss and the putback, though. Newcastle has found a little bit of wrinkle here as they get a transition bucket in that full court 2-2-1 press. They're doing a good job of passing it, as you see, to the backside of that trap at about half court, and that's worked for the last couple of trips down the floor. Brianna Lincoln has 3 threes in the last few minutes of game time, and that's going to be enough for Newcastle. They want a timeout. Brianna Lincoln hitting from all over the floor. She's got 4 threes, this being one of them, as Newcastle wants a breather, trying to break some of that momentum. We'll take a break. Back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
For personalized banking at Central Bank and Trust. We offer personal and business banking tailored to your needs. Enjoy the convenience of our online banking platform, whether managing accounts, applying for mortgages, or going paperless. With branches across Fremont County, we provide drive-through and lobby services. Experience simpler applications for mortgages and loans, all from your computer or mobile device. Connect with us at centralbanktrust.com.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Welcome back to second quarter action of the first game for the Lander Lady Tigers here in the Lander Classic. 6:32 remaining in the first half, led by Brianna Lincoln's 4 3-point makes. First quarter plus a couple of minutes. The Tigers are on top, 32-19. Newcastle has just taken a timeout, settle things down and talk things over, and they'll inbound against Lander. This time it's a full court man-to-man press, as head coach Drew Powell, I think, recognizing that Newcastle had found a wrinkle in that 2-2-1, so switched it up. A trap right across the timeline will result in a foul. That's either Hollingshead or Brianna Lincoln. They called Paisley Hollingshead. That's going to be number 2 for her. First team foul for either side here in the second quarter after that one. Newcastle after the inbounds, driving in, shot in the paint is a little bit too strong. Brianna Lincoln is there for the rebound. She's going to push things all the way down the floor to Goklish. Nice transition play for the Lander Tigers. Good passing, and Daisy Goklish finishes. 34-19. Lander remains in a full court man-to-man press, and Newcastle's having trouble with it. In danger of a 10 count here in a few. Not across the timeline yet. Newcastle just does cross the timeline, but turns the ball over. This press in a couple of forms, full court for Lander, has been very effective. controlling the game, and then offensive performances like Brianna Lincoln, Daisy Goklish is having a good first half, creating the separation that the Tigers enjoy right now with 5:43 remaining. This jump step in the leg from Hayden Goggles makes the score 36-19 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle this time able to cross the timeline, but trapped right there. Bounce pass back up to reset things is the point guard for Newcastle. 5:19 remaining in the first quarter. Ball tipped away. Now Brianna Lincoln working on defense at the top of the key. A lot of contact there, and they will call the Lander Tigers for their second team foul of the second quarter. 5:09 remaining. Lander on top, 36-19 here on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Maddie Arnich back into the game for Paisley Hollingshead. Now that Paisley has picked up her third. Bounce pass on the inbound is knocked out of bounds. Newcastle's going to have to do it again. Once again, 35-second shot clock in effect for the first time, as it will be for the rest of the season. That was a new rule as of this year for Wyoming high school basketball. Be interesting to see how teams adapt to that as the season goes on. Scrum on the floor after the inbound is tied up by Lander, and the possession arrow goes back to Lander. Newcastle working hard just to break this press and get a set offense going, and Lander's going to get the ball back after tying it up. Tying up the ball, that is. Score is not tied at the moment. 36-19 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers on top. Brianna Lincoln working right side outside, dribbled the ball off her foot, lost a handle, and then drew a foul. It is Brianna Lincoln's day. She can't seem to miss a three, and even when she dribbles the ball off her own foot, she is fouled. Some days just go like that. Some days you can't buy a break. Lincoln having a great first half, though. There are a couple other Tigers, including their point guard, Daisy Goklish. Pass into the corner for Goggles, streaking in the lane. And finishing the play is Arnich, seeing her first significant playing time as a Tiger this season. Liked what I've seen from her off the bench so far. Ball knocked out of bounds as Newcastle crossed the timeline. The ball tipped away, so they'll inbound from right next to the scorer's table with 4:33 to go in the second quarter. Tigers in control, up by 19, 38-19 here on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And Newcastle in trouble in their backcourt as well again, and the ball hit the sideline, so out of bounds to Lander. 4:26 remaining. Lander in control of this game. Defense leading to offense. This is a long two that is no good. Offensive rebound is there, though, and Goklish trying for the putback. That won't fall either, but we have a Lander foul. Yeah, it's a Lander foul on the offensive rebound attempt. I missed that one, but they got Goklish for Lander's third team foul. That's only Goklish's first team foul of the day, though. Ball stolen off of the inbound. The putback from Daisy Goklish is up and good. That's just good heads-up defense on this full court pressure. Been giving Newcastle fits all morning. Lander not backing out of it yet. 40-19 the lead for the Tigers on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle is going to travel. Yeah, you just can't get anything going if you're the Lady Dogies. When you do break the pressure, that set half-court defense is pretty tenacious of the Lady Tigers as well. It's very frustrating to play against Lander when they're playing right. There's Reinhardt underneath. Nice cut with the finish. Lady Tigers are pouring it on, 42-19. With 3:31 to go on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Ensuing Newcastle possession will be a jump ball, I thought. No, it'll be a foul. We got a shooting foul, it must have been, called against Maddie Arnich. That's number 2 for her. Was a shooting foul, so bonus free throws for Newcastle. It will be free throws for them for the remainder of the half. As the next foul will be the 5th against the Tigers. This just happened to be a shooting foul. First free throw was no good, though, but the second one falls. 42-20. The lead now for Lander, approaching halftime from day 2 of the Lander Classic. Lander will have one more game later on this evening. I'll tell you more about that during the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show to follow in the next 3 minutes and 18 seconds of game time. It's been interesting to watch this shot clock in this game because it hasn't really been a factor just because Lander has been so dominant defensively. Newcastle hasn't had to worry about it because their possessions have not been super lengthy. There's Matty Ardich on the inbound, adding on to the Tiger total. And Lander has found what they've needed offensively without having to work their offense, their set offense too much. So this shot clock hasn't really mattered in this game. Not expected to be the case in a much closer contested matchup, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just not going to be a factor, as much of a factor as people thought as the season goes on. We'll see. Brianna Lincoln on the inbound for the Tigers, driving all the way to the top of the key. Gives it up to her right side. Oldman. Pass down low to Ardich, I believe that is. She is fouled, so Ardich is going to have a couple of free throws on the way. 2:53 on that second quarter clock. Lander on a torrential pace offensively. 44 points with still under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. They averaged about this in a game last season. First free throw from Ardich is no good. Not sure. We may have to go back and check what the highest point total of a game for the Tigers was offensively last season. We can find you that information for the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show. But we're going to be, whatever the number is, we're going to be close to it at this rate. Second free throw from Ardich was good, so it's a 45-20 lead for the Tigers. Lander boys will play, I think it's Newcastle, and the only reason I question that is because Newcastle just played, the boys team just played before this game. That would be a tough turnaround, but it is a tournament play situation. So what we have on the schedule is Lander versus Newcastle. Following this game, it's a nice sweeper from Alicia Oldman. She is that freshman we mentioned. The ball is tipped out of bounds by Ardich. Newcastle's going to have to do it again. 47-20 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. We will find that number for you in terms of the most points scored by the Tigers last season. We might get there in the third quarter at this rate, whatever that is. We'll look that up for you and get that on the way on the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show in another 2 minutes and 20 seconds game time. Entry pass is tipped away and then stolen away by a Tiger, and that's going to draw a foul against Newcastle. I thought. Maybe it's a Tiger foul.
Newcastle foul number 1, Brooklyn Bench.
Yeah, that is against Newcastle, and that's only their third team foul of the second quarter. Lander having committed 4, so any Tiger foul is going to result in bonus free throws for the Lady Dogies. Lander full court to Brianna Lincoln, who's feeling that 3. She's got 4 of them, gets her own miss on the offensive rebound, too strong off the glass, and the ball is tipped out of bounds to Newcastle.
Out of bounds, it'll be Newcastle basketball.
2:02 on the second quarter clock. Lander is not backing off the pressure yet. This is a full court man-to-man look. Newcastle been having trouble with the traps and the full court pressure all morning long. Just open the door offensively for the Tigers. Great defense from Lander. There's a big bucket for Newcastle, breaking a scoring drought with a 3 from the right corner. Lander trying to answer quickly. Back in transition. Oldman was open with a bounce pass there. I just don't think Ardich saw her. You see here on the Gambles replay. Nice transition game from the Tigers. Ardich has a wide open Oldman under the basket. Just couldn't see it, couldn't get free. So Lander's going to inbound from under the basket with 1:42 remaining. 29 seconds on that brand new shot clock that's a factor this year. Inbound with a nice spin move. Some contact there, no call. Dagan Reinhardt. Nice move to the basket. Newcastle's going to end up with the ball, though, and the possession with 1:28 remaining in the second quarter. Contact up top, no call, as Newcastle looking for some kind of opening. Good defense by Daisy Goklish. Daisy, I think, got a block on that shot, fell short. Minute 17 remaining as Lander back with the basketball. Bounce pass to Daisy Goklish, down low. Pretty shot, nice finish. Good team passing there. 49-23 is your score on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers still applying pressure and pouring it on Newcastle with a minute 2 remaining in the second quarter. Wide Up, Buckle Up for Life halftime show is coming up next. Minute and 1 away. Recap this first half and get you set for half number 2. Driving in with a nice finish there. Maybe have the Tiger assessed for the foul. Newcastle trying to hang in. Get a bonus free throw after the foul, and the foul was committed by Arnice. It's going to be her third already. And the bonus free throw is good. Tigers have committed more than the usual amount of fouls for them, and they have a couple of players in foul trouble. Hopefully not a factor as this game goes on. Give and go under the basket. Shot's no good, but Dagan Reinhardt with a finish. Breaking 50. It's 51-26 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And Lander's still applying pressure with 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Braden Lincoln with tenacious defense, and a 10 counts. Surprised we haven't seen more of those, but this is really impressive hustle, physical defense as a team from the Lander Tigers. Newcastle hasn't really had an idea what to do with that full court pressure. When they finally did kind of figure out that 2-2-1, Lander switched to a man, and Newcastle's having the same issues. 23 seconds, ball's on the floor inside the paint under the Lander basket. It is tied up there. Possession arrows back to Newcastle with 20.5 seconds remaining in the second quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. We're going to keep it right here on this same YouTube stream for the boys game. For those of you watching on the County 10 YouTube stream, if you want to hang around for the boys game. They are looking for their first victory after losing to Thermopolis in the nightcap game last night. Defending 2A state champ Thermopolis Bobcats. And Lander actually played them pretty well. It wasn't until the fourth quarter that Thermop finally got away in that game. Going to be a foul on the floor with 4.2 seconds remaining. Newcastle foul, they had one to give, so Lander's going to inbound from under the basket. 4.2 is what's left on the second quarter clock.
First personal, fourth team foul.
Lander setting up with a box on the inbound. Reinhardt giving the ball up to Goggles, I believe, and that shot is good if it goes from the side. It is no good. That's about the only thing that hasn't been good for the Tigers here in the first half. Lander ladies on top by a score of 51-26 over Newcastle. We'll come back for the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
On Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate, it's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments, from turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Better service.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, And when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 1077 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
We're at halftime here in the first game of 4 that we're going to be bringing in involving Lander Tiger teams here in the Lander Classic from Lander Valley High School. Lander ladies on top of Newcastle, 51-26 is your halftime score. This is the Wideout Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Brought to you by Wideout, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Lander Tigers have done more than stay in this game. Exceptional full-court defense in a variety of full-court presses, causing havoc for Newcastle. And then offensively, Lander's been able to convert. You had 4 threes, I believe it was, from Brianna Lincoln, including 2 on consecutive possessions. I think she was 4 for 6 in that first quarter, or the first half, rather, which is a pretty darn good three-point shooting percentage over the course of a half. 51 points scored by Lander, and we had our crack research team go down the results from last season. The highest point total scored by the Tigers in all of last year was 63. That was against Rollins in a game actually on this date a year ago, December 13th. In this tournament, Lander hosted Rollins, and they scored 63 to Rollins' 16 points in that game. I can't recall that game, frankly. Maybe I've blocked it out of my memory. That's a good outcome for the Lander Tigers, but as a broadcaster, that's a real tough game to call. So 63-16 was Lander's highest point total. Just for the record, they have scored more than 51 points last season only 4 times. It was that Rollins game, actually 2 Rollins games. Their matchup in January was also lopsided. And then they scored more than 51 against Worland twice. But the Tigers never scored more than 63 in all of last season, and they have 51 points on Newcastle this year. Obviously different basketball teams, slightly, but you can tell why Lander is getting some respect around the state. Basketball-wise, they are ranked in the top 5 in the WyoPreps Coaches and Media Poll, entering the season probably for the first time in several years as a result of a couple of things. We've talked about this throughout the weekend. The boys are also ranked top 5, by the way, and it's losing just a handful of seniors. They really didn't lose too much talent, and the respect for the young players they have coming up and the respect around the state for the coaching staffs and the work that they have done over the last several seasons here for the Lander boys and the Lander girls. So Lander ladies looking to go 3-0 on the season and looking to score who knows how many points in the remaining 2 quarters of play. Would not expect to see Lander keep the foot on the gas on that full court press probably any beyond the 3rd quarter if the result of this game kind of stays where it is right now. But plenty of basketball left to play, and you can't let any team back into the game. So Lander's going to try to put this one away. So the 3rd quarter gets underway here right after this. This is the Wideout Buckle Up for Life halftime show on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
To Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Watch Tiger and Lady Tiger varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
All set for the second half. Thanks for watching the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. YDOT reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. It has been a productive couple of quarters for the Lander Lady Tigers, on top 51-26 over Newcastle. Excellent defensive showcase for Lander, and they'll start with the ball with Paisley Hollingshead losing the handle from the left wing, so Newcastle able to collect a turnover. First possession for Lander is an empty one in the third quarter. They have a nice cushion. Newcastle trying to fight back into this game. Lady Dogies with an entry pass down low, well defended by Brianna Lincoln, and knocked out of bounds back to the Tigers, actually. So what's our guess total for the Lander Tigers in this one? Mentioned during the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show, their season high last year was 64 points against Rollins. They only scored more than 51 in a game 4 times last season. Goklish receiving the pass from the left wing, drives under the basket, tough angle underneath, but she has fouled. Daisy Goklish to the free throw line with a couple. Once again, the Lander boys will face the Dogies of Newcastle. Same teams to follow this one. Keep the broadcast on 1330 KOVE if you want to tune in for the second half of our doubleheader, and we'll stay on the same YouTube stream that you're watching right now for the boys game. First free throw from Goklish is no good. Just short. Brianna Lincoln's been an offensive highlight that we've talked about for the Lady Tigers. She has 4, by my count, 4 made threes. She had 5 in a game last year. That was her season high. That may have been her career high as well. Goklish misses the second free throw. And on the ensuing rebounds, it's tied up. The ball is anyway. The game is not. So Newcastle with a possession. And Lander still showing that full court pressure. Can't let any team in basketball back into a game, and it's still, I think, a little too early to back off some of that pressure. If you have a 30-point lead after 3 quarters, that's a different story maybe, but Lander's full court press has been impressive. From a conditioning standpoint, from an execution standpoint, Lander's defense has led to a ton of offense in this game. Newcastle able to deal with the pressure off the inbound this time down the floor, though. They'll set up their set offense with a pass inside. That's taken away by Dagan Reinhardt under the basket, and Lander pushing the ball in transition. 6:48 to go in the third quarter. Brianna Lincoln looking for that 5th three. That is good. Brianna Lincoln, by my count, with 5 3-pointers in this game. That would match her season high from last year, as you see there on the Gambles replay. And on the ensuing inbounds, it's going to be a timeout that's taken by Newcastle. Back right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Lander ladies all over Newcastle here in the third quarter. It's a 54-26 game. Lander trying to earn their third victory on the early regular season, or as head coach Drew Powell likes to say, the preseason. These are regular season games, but all these pre-holiday tournament games. Lander on the defense on the steal. On the inbounds, that's Brianna Lincoln with an amazing play to feed Daisy Goklish. Get you another look at that one here in a moment on the Gambles replay, and the ball is stolen away by Goklish again. Bounce pass down low inside. A foul is on the floor before any shot.
Newcastle foul number 1, Brooklyn Bench.
Not sure if we got that replay or not. We didn't. Wanted to see that one again. That was good defense by Lincoln, fed Goklish underneath. 6:13 to go in the third quarter. Lander dominating. Bounce pass into Reinhardt. Excuse me, that's Dagan Reinhardt on the left wing. She gets to Brianna Lincoln near the top of the key. Feed around to the left wing to, again, Dagan Reinhardt. Ball skipped all the way across the court to Lincoln. Lincoln is ISO there, just right of the top of the key. Nice no-look pass down low. The Lady Tigers are in full form. Ball is out of bounds to Newcastle. 5:42. Lander on top, 58-26. Newcastle with a little trouble on the inbounds. Do get it. See, it's across the timeline are the Doggies. And we have a picked up dribble there. Newcastle in danger of a 10 count. Ball nearly got away at half court, but Newcastle able to save the possession with a pass down low and a foul called against Dagan Reinhardt. Go back to the other side of the floor here on the Gambles replay and have a look at this passing leading to scoring. Brianna Lincoln, almost a no-look pass down low in the finish. That is going to be foul number 2 on the Tigers here in the second quarter. Newcastle also has 2. Lady Doggies inbounding from under their own basket. Excuse me, they want the... Oh, we got free throws. That was a shooting foul. They're going to call Dagan Reinhardt, I think, on that foul. It's not on the scoreboard yet, but a couple of free throws coming from Newcastle. First one's no good. Front, back, and out. One more free throw on the way. Second free throw, also no good, rimmed out. The defensive rebound is pulled down by Reinhardt. Brianna Lincoln seems to be running point guard, as it were, at the moment for the Tigers. There's a long three taken from the right wing that's no good, but the offensive putback is there. Lander Tigers adding to their total. You update the score for you. It's actually 60-26 officially on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Steal again from the Tigers. And again a finish. Hayden Goggles drops it in, and the Tigers expand their third quarter lead. Not even halfway through this third frame. It is 62-26 on the inbound. Ball nearly stolen away, but knocked out by the Tigers. What strikes you about Lander, watching them just early in these first couple of games here in the Lander Invite, and having seen them for a couple of seasons now, is they're still getting better, which is a scary thought. Brianna Lincoln looking for 6 threes on the game. Brianna Lincoln hits again. May well be a career high for her. She had 5 in a game last season. Brianna Lincoln, by my count, unofficially 6 3-pointers. Newcastle again trapped in the backcourt, again with problems. Still yet to cross the timeline. Finally do avoid that trap, but a double dribble is called. It's just been a waking nightmare offensively just to get anything going for Newcastle. And mentioned before, but as soon as they figured out that Lander 2-2-1 full court press, head coach Drew Powell took a timeout and switched to a man-to-man, and the troubles began again for the Lady Doggies. This might be the best defensive game I've seen in 3 seasons of covering the Lander Tiger girls. It's tough to think of a better one, actually. Lander on offense with 3 from the left corner. That's no good. 4:06 remaining. Newcastle trying to transition their way across the timeline, avoid that full court trouble. They do get the ball into the paint, but knocked out of bounds. Back to the Tigers. Under 4 minutes to go, and you'll get some subs in for the Tigers. Edelman, Arnice, and Oldman are into the game to give some of the starters a rest. I wouldn't want to play this team. There's a reason that Lander is ranked in the top 5 in the preseason coaches and media poll. Those preseason polls are worth exactly nothing, but Lander's proving that they belong in the top 5, if not higher, in 3A in this tournament. They're going to open some eyes as tournament play begins. But the secret's out, obviously, on both the Lander boys and the girls teams. It's a 39-point lead is 65-26 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle on the inbounds. Gonna have a foul called against Lander. I think they got Oldman, the freshman, on that call. She had her feet planted pretty well, but with the fall, she was called for her 3rd personal foul. It's actually foul number 4 on the Tigers. If there's one critique, it's not really even a critique. But Lander has played very physical, and as a result, they have a couple of players in foul trouble. Probably won't matter in the outcome of the game the way this is going, but got to enjoy these games and make yourself better if you're the Tigers, even though you're up by so much. And also, not get too complacent, but that's one thing Lander has not been in this game, offensively or defensively. So really impressive showing from Lander in this early season. Looking to go 3-0. Have one more game here in the Lander Classic. That's a rejection down low, leading to transition for Lander. And following the block, a long 2 attempt is missed. Newcastle able to break the timeline, but lost the handle and a whistle at half court. Officials want to talk about this and confer. Could be a foul on either player, frankly. It could be an over and back, but it ends up being an inadvertent whistle is all they're going to call. So no foul is called, no over and back, no violation, just the official indicating, tapping his chest, saying that was kind of my fault, blew the whistle and probably shouldn't have. So they'll inbound from the side, will the Dogies. Newcastle looking to break a long scoring drought, won't do it on this possession as the runner in the lane. The layup is no good. Tigers running their offense at the other end of the floor with a nice up and under from Oldman. Alicia Oldman under the basket with a scoop, a no-look shot that went in, and a reminder she is a freshman. I said this earlier in the broadcast, but I asked head coach Drew Powell off the mic before our halftime interview during the boys game because I couldn't believe it. Be a freshman? He said yes. I think that is a scary thought. Does not look it in any style of her game. A couple of free throws on the way for Newcastle. First one's no good. We're inside the final 2 minutes of the third quarter, and with this margin is what it is now, we have running clock as the Tigers have currently a 41-point lead. Free throw was good, but there was a lane violation against Newcastle. Everything's going right for the Tigers, and almost nothing is going right for the Lady Dogies. Running clock remains with this big lead, minute 33. Runner in the lane is up and no good. Ball is out of bounds to the Tigers. It was Goklish on the inside shot. Tigers have backed off the throttle a little bit offensively. They had 51 points at halftime. It is 67-26 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Boys matchup to follow. There was a 3-second violation called against the Tigers. Getting some of the less experienced and younger players into the game now for head coach Drew Powell. But it's not really a step down. They have great bench depth, just judging by the first 3 games of the season. Newcastle in trouble in the backcourt again, still yet to cross the timeline against this full court pressure. They finally do just before a 10 count. Goklish with some solid defense up top against her opponent. Give and go, runner in the lane. Lady Dogies can't get it to drop. 33 seconds and counting. There's Lander in transition the other way. Nice save under the basket. Nearly a travel. Now they're going to call a foul first. A foul on the floor. Thought that might have been a few too many steps, but fortunately for the Tigers, it's a foul against Newcastle. We have a running clock with this margin, as we mentioned, so the clock is running with 8 seconds, now 7 seconds remaining in the quarter, 5 seconds on the inbound, 3 seconds left. Here's a three at the buzzer that is no good, but everything else has been for the Lander Tigers. 67-26 your score on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Back after this to close this one out on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Fremont Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate, it's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments, from turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Just about ready for quarter number 4. It's been a great late morning for the Lander Lady Tigers. They are on top of Newcastle 67-26. Running time with this margin being what it is at 41 points. They have a quick fourth quarter. See how it plays out. Now with this margin, see if Lander backs off the throttle a little bit on defense. Certainly earned the right to rest a little bit. I can't think of a better defensive game in 3 seasons of covering Lander basketball for these Lander ladies. This is by far their best defensive performance that I can recollect. Certainly none other comes to mind. And it's early in the year. It's only game 3. And the Tigers seem to be improving game by game. Not sure where their ceiling is, but it's going to be fun to watch and find out. Off the miss on the Lander offensive end, a jump ball is called. 7:40 as the clock runs in running time now with this margin. Lander still showing a version of full court press. Looks like almost a box and one, full court man-to-man. This time it is broken by Newcastle. Trouble with a handle over the timeline. But the Lady Dogies retain possession. Trying to set up some offense. The ball is stolen away, and the Tigers are in transition. Good defense by Newcastle on the back end of that fast break. Knocks the ball out of bounds. Back to the Lady Dogies. Clock continues to roll. 7:05 and counting. As Newcastle inbounds, and Lander does back off that full court press now with a 41-point lead. That full court press is the reason for the margin, though. It's been all a defensive game, and your offensive life gets a lot easier when your defense is so stifling. Ball is tied up under the basket. And the possession arrow back to Lander. So the boys' game is going to follow this one, Lander and Newcastle, second half of our doubleheader. We'll have a couple more games later on this afternoon and this evening. Lander boys and girls will actually play different opponents back-to-back in that matchup. Runner in the lane is no good. Newcastle had the ball stolen away with a layup. That's Hayden Goggles adding to her total with 6:08 remaining and a 69-26 Tiger advantage. Newcastle with a pass down low that again is stolen away by the Tigers. Comes Lander in transition. Extra bounce pass. Can't finish, but a couple of free throws are on the way. It's going to be Edelman. First, we're seeing action from Liesl Edelman for the Lander ladies. She plays a little bit of a deeper bench role. I mean, it's a sign of good coaching that you can almost plug anyone in, it seems, into this offense and defensive scheme. Obviously, that's a massive oversimplification. It's the players that play the game, put in the effort, and do the work, but it takes a good structure to be this kind of successful. 4:52 in running time on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Runner in the lane, no good off the glass, and the rebound is pulled down by Lander. Would not expect to see any starters. Don't think we have any on the floor for Lander from the original starting five. Double check that, though. Yeah, no, I think all five are bench players now. Alicia Oldman wears number 24 on defense. Bounce pass instead is inside. Shot off the glass, no good. Newcastle, it's been that kind of day. Here comes Lander again in transition. Extra pass. The shot up and good to finish the play. Count it, and one. There's Paisley Hollingshead. That extra pass in transition is really well done, especially as early in the season as it is right now. Kind of dynamic. We've seen that play a couple of times. That kind of dynamic can sometimes take a couple of weeks of practice and playing together to get down, but Tigers, to use a cliche, appear to be in mid-season form after 3 games in this tournament. Bonus free throw is no good, but the advantage is 71-26. Tigers on top. Clock continues to roll in running time, and we have 3:29 remaining. Runner from the right elbow is blocked away. And Lander scrambling for the ball. Need some help in the backcourt here as Newcastle sets a trap. Lander is able to pass out of it down the floor. That's Paisley Hollingshead with the extra look again. And there's Edelman finishing the play. 3:08 remains. Newcastle again trying to set something up offensively. Spinner in the lane, no good. Foul's going to be called. No, that's travel before the foul. Oh, just a rough outing for Newcastle, and you feel for the Lady Dogies because every team has been there in this situation. You're on the wrong side of this game. And both coaching staffs are going to have to coach carefully after this one. For Lander, it's obviously keep doing what you're doing, but can't get complacent. Lander adding on to their total is freshman Alicia Oldman with a nice runner in the lane. Whereas the Lady Dogies obviously have some work to do, and I think you would circle full court pressure, offensively breaking that as a lesson learned from this game and this tournament for Newcastle. Lander in transition again. That shot is no good from the left block, and it's out of bounds. To Newcastle. Clock continues to roll in running time at 2 minutes and counting. Stay tuned for the Bailey Tire Pros postgame show. Recap this one, get you ready for the boys' version of this game coming up in about 10 minutes after the conclusion of this. A whistle and a foul against Lander. It's actually Lander's only their first foul of the fourth quarter. It's been an expedited, shorter first quarter with running time. Clock still rolls with 1:35 remaining. Here comes Newcastle on the inbound. Skip pass to about the logo is where Newcastle's going to start their offense. Tigers will only have a couple hours to enjoy this win, though. They'll play again later on this evening. Lander girls set to play at 5 o'clock in their fourth and final game of the Lander Classic. Traveling violation leads to a turnover, and Lander back with the basketball with 1:06 remaining. Some good passes here, maybe one or two more good offensive looks, and that's what Lander will do is pass around. Right side outside. Hollingshead, scoop shot in the lane is no good. Newcastle comes away with a rebound. 48 seconds left in the fourth. Newcastle running their offense from left to right now into the right corner. Drive in from the right elbow, skip pass to the left corner. Diving in, tough under the basket shot. A one and done on that possession for Newcastle, and here comes Lander. See if they hang on to this, pass it around, make this their final possession. 23 seconds still remain in this game, and it's a 75-26 Lander advantage. Most points scored by a Lander basketball team last year, the girls' side, was 61. The Lander ladies had 51 at halftime in this game. And it looks like the final is going to be that 75-point mark. There's a foul, but the clock still rolls in running time, and we are final. Lander Lady Tigers are 3-0 on their hosted tournaments, having defeated Newcastle 75-26. What a performance defensively and offensively for the Lander Lady Tigers in this game. They'll have just a couple hours again to enjoy this one, as they'll play again later on this evening at 5 p.m. Stay tuned for the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show. We'll roll that into the Porter's Tailgate Show to get you ready for the second half of our doubleheader. It is the same matchup on the boys' side, Lander and Newcastle, coming up right here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
On Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate. It's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments. From turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to
Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn and Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School, day 2 of the Lander Classic and the second game for the Lander boys of this tournament. Still to come, but first we're going to recap what was a very successful third outing of the season for the Lander ladies here on the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show. Brought to you by Bailey Tire and Auto. Proud to support our local athletes. Full-service tire and auto shops at 755 South Federal in Riverton and 1305 West Main in Lander. Well, there's not a lot to recap, but there's a lot to recap from that Lander ladies game. Was not really in doubt after the first quarter. Lander Tigers scored 51 points in the first quarter. Mentioned on the broadcast, the Tigers had scored more than that in a game only 4 times last season, and the highest was 64. Regardless, this is going to be the new number to beat. 75-26 is the final as the Lander Lady Tigers, with stifling full court defense that Newcastle never really could figure out. Whenever they had a read on that 2-2-1 full court press, Lander would switch it up to a man-to-man, and then the nightmare would begin again. It was a tough outing for Newcastle. Everything seemed to go right defensively and offensively for the Tigers. Brianna Lincoln adding, by my count, unofficially 6 3-point shots. She went 6 for 8 by my tally, which is a decent percentage from beyond the arc. That might well be a career high for Brianna Lincoln. She had 5 in a game last season. But it was everything going right for the Lander Lady Tigers. Meanwhile, as we transition coming up next here on the Porter's Tailgate Show to the boys' side, Lander boys looking for their first victory of the season. Let's see if they can be as successful against Newcastle as the Lander ladies were. This has been the Bailey Tire Pros postgame show with full-service tire and auto shops at 755 South Federal in Riverton and 1305 West Main in Lander. Back to get you ready for the Lander and Newcastle boys matchup coming up in just a couple of moments on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
At Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give him a call at 307-332-7184.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency is a proud supporter of Riverton High School Wolverine athletics. We understand the importance of community and we're excited to be a part of it. As your neighbor, we're here to help you with all your insurance needs. We offer auto, homeowners, renters, business, and life insurance. So stop in and say hi or give us a call today. The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency will be here for you.
Wyoming.
It's time for Tiger Tip-Off.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Welcome back once again inside the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse and Lander Valley High School for the second half of our Lander and Newcastle doubleheader. Lady Tigers got the job done. Tougher test, perhaps, for the Lander boys, as this is the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply with convenient locations in Riverton and Casper. Your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more is Porter's Mountain View Supply. So to get you ready for the Lander boys game, once again, Lander lost to the 2A state champion Thermopolis Bobcats last night in a game that the Tigers actually mostly controlled until the fourth quarter. Give credit to the Bobcats for pulling away. But it's still an impressive showing against one of the better teams in the state, regardless of class. And the Tigers will play only their second game of the tournament, so excited to see the Lander boys on the floor once again here this early afternoon. Just to reset a little bit, obviously some players are a little bit different. Lost a couple of seniors, not too many. But in terms of going back to last year, the Tigers averaged about 54 points per game, allowing 49. They ended up right about middle of the pack in terms of standings in all of 3A. They're a pretty efficient shooting team last year, and that's tempo for a good look strategy offensively did itself in that Thermopolis game last night as well. But Lander shot 42%. That's a season total from the floor overall. They also forced defensively 15 turnovers per game. Didn't see that as much in the Thermopolis game last night, but again, you're playing a real good team and the defending 2A state champion Thermopolis Bobcats last night. In terms of Newcastle, at least what the Dogies wanted to do last year, they were quick. They were tempo. Basically, they pushed the ball, they attack early, didn't shy away from putting a bunch of points on the scoreboard, high-scoring games. That creates an opportunity. It also, in the games that Newcastle didn't do as well in last year, created some vulnerability. So they'll force turnovers, they'll push the fast break. But Lander, a speedy team as well. And even early in the season, still working on some conditioning. But what is Newcastle's weapon, or at least historically what's been there, one of their big weapons in tempo, is also one of their bigger liabilities. So that's going to be interesting to see between these two teams, who wants to go quick, who wants to slow things down to try to control the game. And we should be in store for a pretty good matchup here in the second game of our Lander-Newcastle doubleheader. It is coming up next here on the Porter's Tailgate Show on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. We'll get tipped off right after this.
On Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate, it's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments, from turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
It's time for Tiger Tip-Off.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Just about ready for tip-off with Lander and Newcastle, the boys' side of our doubleheader in what will be the Tigers' second game here, the Lander Classic. This has been the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's, proud to support Fremont County athletes with convenient locations on Federal in Riverton and in Casper. Starters for the Tigers being introduced right now. We'll get them as they are. Caleb Andrews, a junior wearing number 0. Finn McFadden, also a junior, wears number 1. And we have Pax Hollingshead, as he goes by officially on the roster, with number 23 as his jersey, a senior. Noah St. Clair is a senior wearing number 22. Mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate Show, these are teams that like to do similar things ideally. Move with tempo to create offense, but that does create vulnerabilities for both teams, and a 35-second shot clock, is in place for the first time in a Lander boys game. Brand new rule in Wyoming high school basketball this year, as immediately 7 seconds after winning the tip, Paxton Hollings said it's an and one with a bucket to go. Lander Tigers falling just short to Thermopolis, defending 2A state champs last night in what is their first game of the season. What was the first game of the season? Hollingshead with a bonus free throw is good. That shot clock may or may not be as much of a factor as people thought. It will across the state, I think, as Lander with a steal in the backcourt, but a team like both of these teams like to move in transition with speed. There's Finn McFadden with a finish. Quick 5-0 lead for the Lander Tigers on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Seeing that full court pressure working so far for Lander Valley. Newcastle able to answer in transition. That's a 5-2 Tiger lead. Lander with their set offense. Running is Finn McFadden. Finn in trouble down low, and the block traveled in trying to pivot, so a turnover to the Dogies. Just underway for those of you joining us on 1330 KOVE from Lander Valley High School and the Lander Classic. Great tournament every year. Games are well officiated. They are on time, which broadcaster always appreciates. Lander does a great job, the entire activities staff, in hosting this game every year. First Lander foul is going to be against Caleb Andrews, so that's one apiece, team foul-wise. Obviously Andrews first, 7:15 to go. Lander's going to inbound, Newcastle's going to inbound right in front of the Lander home section. A couple of students in attendance trying to get some momentum going, noise going on a Saturday. Most of these games were occurring when class was taking place yesterday here in the tournament. Turnaround in the lane is no good, and Lander looking to push in transition following the defensive rebound. Diving in is McFadden. He'll kick out to the right side to Hereford. Darian Hereford has Finn there in the right corner now. Finn stops his dribble to pass to the left wing. Now pops out. Trying to eye a three, instead pass to Hereford. He'll take a triple from the right corner. That's no good. Offensive rebound is pulled down by the Tigers. Second chance from St. Clair is no good, but he was fouled. Tigers on top 5-2, 6:47 to go in the first quarter, just underway. The second half of our Newcastle-Lander doubleheader. Both the boys and girls teams for Lander will play later on this evening. In that set, they're going to play different opponents. Begins at 5 o'clock with the girls. The boys should start at about 6:30 against Rollins later on tonight. This free throw from St. Clair is good. Noah with one more. Second one, no good. But the offensive rebound is there from Finn McFadden. No look pass into the left corner. It's a shot from about the free throw stripe that is no good. And the rebound is taken down by the Tigers again. St. Clair with a kick out to the left corner. Baseline drive from Hollingshead. A nice pass down low, some contact, no call, and the shot will not go. So Paxton Hollingshead with a good look at the bucket. Had some contact, then fell to the floor hard, but no call. At the other end, though, Newcastle turns the ball over, so the Tigers will go full court with 6:18 remaining in the first quarter, up 6-2 on the Dogies. No pressure this time from Newcastle down the floor. Falling back in their set defense, looking for a trap there in the corner. Is dribbled out of. Pass into the left corner. Now here's Pax from the free throw line. No look pass. He was fouled before he got that pass off on the floor. That's going to be foul number 3 on Newcastle. Lander with only one team foul. Still 6:01 remaining here in the first quarter. Newcastle, a little bit of foul trouble already. Got one player with 2. That's going to lead to a substitution. Lander inbounds under the basket, just off under the basket. It's thrown up there to St. Clair. Left side of the lane. Puts up a layup, count it, and one. Beautiful left hand there from Noah St. Clair. Good body control, finishes the play, draws the foul. He'll have a free throw on the way. St. Clair with a good start to this game. Looking to add on to his total with a bonus free throw that is no good. Rebound pulled down by the Dogies. Mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate Show, they like to move. There is some of that tempo down the floor and drawing a Lander foul. It'll be the team's second. It'll lead to a substitution for the Tigers and head coach Stu Mullins. It's going to be Coulter Heikkila into the game for the first time. Nice play drawn up for Heikkila at the very end of the Thermopolis game last night. It might have tied it, but it was stolen away. It really was a game that Lander not in full control of, but they were in the lead for the entirety of the second half until later in that fourth quarter, and Thermopolis just fought back. Newcastle on the inbound. Kick into the right corner. There's a three that's no good. A couple of Tigers there for the rebound, but they can't corral it. Stepping out of bounds, though, was the defensive rebounder, so it's a Lander possession. Not seeing any pressure to speak of from Newcastle in this game defensively. Been somewhat effective offensively for Lander, but then again, Newcastle likes to move. Talked in the Porter's Tailgate Show about that tempo and how it's a weapon and how do you turn it into a liability. There's Finn McFadden with a runner in the lane for the Tigers, adding on to now a 10-2 lead on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle down the floor, will kick out. Errant pass is on the ground. A couple of Tigers and Dogies scramble for it. Somehow Newcastle came away with that ball. We'll start the possession over. 19 seconds on the shot clock. That is a new wrinkle. Brand new rule across Wyoming High School basketball starting this year. This being one of the longer possessions. It's one of the first times we've seen the shot clock be a factor in this game. Players have to keep it in mind, though. 4 seconds, now 2 seconds. Got to get a shot off. It's blocked. Hear the horn as the shot clock expires. And in transition, he got a bucket and one from, again, Noah St. Clair, who is going off here in the first quarter. So you heard that high-pitched buzzer at the end of the expiration of the shot clock, and it was interesting to watch half of the players kind of pause or stop. It is going to take some getting used to. Teams will get used to it quickly, I think, but it's brand new for Wyoming High School basketball, so it's going to be interesting in these pre-holiday tournaments to watch how the shot clock affects the game and the tempo that teams like to run with shouldn't be too much of a factor for either team in this game. In fact, that's really the only time, that last Newcastle possession, that it's been a factor in any game that we've covered so far this weekend. Noah St. Clair missed the free throw. Ball is out of bounds, but stays with the Tigers. 10-point Tiger lead with 4:46 remaining in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, and a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Looking for a trusted partner in your financial journey? At Redden, Kane & Associates, we're more than just CPAs. We're a world-class accounting firm dedicated to providing exceptional service to our clients. From tax management and accounting to estate planning and retirement strategies, our experts provide personalized solutions that help you thrive. Our lasting relationships are based on trust and open communication. Let's make your goals become reality. Take the first step towards financial confidence. Visit rivertoncpa.com.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Tiger basketball here on 1330 KOVE as well as the County 10 YouTube stream. Thanks for joining us, taking part of your weekend to check in on the action from inside Lander Valley High School and the Lander Classic. It's been a great weekend of basketball, still plenty more to come. Both the Lander boys and girls will actually play one more set of games starting this evening at 5 o'clock with the Lander girls, and then the Lander boys to follow at 6:30. You don't have plans for the afternoon and evening. Small admission fee to get into the tournaments, but if you're a fan of high school basketball, worth it. This is a great tournament. Good showcase of talent, good chance for the teams to feel each other out a little bit and themselves as well. Play together in a real game for the first time this weekend. There's a floater in the lane. That's Paxton Hollingshead who drops one in. Newcastle possession. Only 2 points on this game so far. The Lander 12-point advantage. Pass into the right corner is stolen away. It's been a great game from Noah St. Clair in this one. Directing traffic. He's going to now get a wide open shooter. Penetration, kick down to Pax, and that's good for two. Excuse me, that wasn't Pax. That was Brenner Coleman, sophomore coming in off the bench for the Tigers. Get a whistle on the floor and a Lander Tiger foul on the ensuing Newcastle possession. That's going to be team foul number 3 on the Tigers. Newcastle already with 5, so any Dogie foul will result in Lander free throws for the remainder of the quarter. Dogie's on the inbound to the right side. Now skip to the left. There's a 3 from left side out. That is good. Much needed Newcastle points. Cuts the Lander lead to 11. Tigers trying to move with tempo. Down the floor, passing to the right corner for Hollingshead. Now back up top of the key. It swung to Noah St. Clair there on the left side. Working ISO there, spinning toward the left block. Ball's knocked away and stolen away by Newcastle. Here come the Dogies in transition. Lander having to get back on defense quickly. They do. And it was knocked out of bounds. A carry called on Newcastle, and so a turnover back to Lander. A couple of subs into the game for the Tigers. Darian Herford is back in, so is Finn. McFadden checks in for Noah St. Clair, who has a seat, as well as Paxton Hollingshead. See, that was. Herford's had a great first quarter. Well-deserved break. Big part of Lander's 16-5 lead on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Open 3 from the left wing. That is up and good. Dropping that is Garrett Romer. Threw me through a loop yesterday. His senior brother, Gavin, played last season. Too much basketball maybe for the offensive lineman, so his brother is on the roster and contributing in the first couple of games of the season. Tough angle floater in the lane is no good. Here come the Tigers in transition. Finn McFadden pulls up. Pass to Herford. Darian Herford to the right block. With the left hand, that drops. Tigers off to just about a scripted start in this game, and there's a turnover by Newcastle. Oh, boy. No pressure even being applied by the Tigers. Really full court there, and it was just thrown out of bounds. So the Tigers try to take advantage. Solid first quarter for Lander. Coming into this weekend ranked top 5 in the preseason Wyo Prep's coaches and media poll, which means exactly nothing, except for a showcase of kind of the expectations of both the Lander boys and girls teams heading into the season. Tough loss to the defending 2A state champs last year for the boys, but off to a good start here in Game 2 of their tournaments. 2:22 remain here in the first quarter. Sweeper in the lane. That is good. Count it and one. Newcastle trying to claw back in. Allen, a nice drive. Good left-handed finish. He'll have a bonus free throw on the way with 21 seconds. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. It's Lander's 4th team foul. Last one to give before bonus. Newcastle is already above 5 team fouls for the quarter. Allen for the Dogies with a free throw. And that is no good. A couple of Tigers there for the defensive rebound. So a 2-point possession for Newcastle. Lander passes around from right to now a 3 in the left wing. That is up and good from Hereford. Lander's shots are falling here early against Newcastle. Dogies having a tough time recouping their offense. They'll have a couple of free throws now, though, as a Lander foul is called on the floor. And Newcastle's in the bonus. Actually, both teams are now. Noah St. Clair will check back in following this first free throw. See Noah waiting to check in, wearing number 22, doing a bulk of the offensive lifting for Lander in the first quarter. First free throw is good. Lander shooting well and scoring well here in the first quarter. Second free throw to come with 1:56 remaining in the first quarter. Second free throw is good. 24-9. Tigers on top of Newcastle on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers running their set offense from the top of the key to the left wing, now back up top. Skip pass from right to left. St. Clair feeling it. That is good. Noah St. Clair adding on to his total. It's 27-9. That is Hereford. Darian Hereford. His first points of the game. Leaner in the lane, no good. The Landers there for the rebound, so another one-and-done possession for the Tigers. Looking good in transition, does Lander. Entry pass down low to the left block, draws a double team, so a pass into the paint from St. Clair. Down low with a finish. That is Brenner Coleman. Tigers offense working just about the way they want it to. Good top to bottom, outside to inside movement, good transition game, good defense. 1:03 remaining here in the first quarter. They lead by 20 over Newcastle, and there's a Dogies turnover. Back to the Tigers. Eventually, your shots are going to stop falling, just the nature of the beast, and Newcastle kind of waiting for that moment and that window to try to get back into this game a little bit, but right now it's been all Lander. 52 seconds remaining in the first. Lander weaves up top. Now an entry pass down low to Coleman. Coleman in traffic, puts up a good-looking shot, but won't fall. Ball is thrown out of bounds by Newcastle on the ensuing possession. Would have been an over and back anyway. So the Tigers take over. Lander on the inbound from just to the right of the scorer's table. 36 seconds remain in this first quarter. All Tigers in the first. Up by 20, looking to add on to that. The pass in the corner and a three. No good. Good looking shot from Romer, but it wouldn't fall. Out of bounds to Newcastle.
Dogie basketball.
Got some token full court man-to-man, it looks like here. From Lander as Newcastle inbounds. 22 seconds remaining here in the first. Dogies work from left to right on their offensive side. Now pass to the right side into the right corner. Pass nearly stolen away near the top of the key. It is tipped out of bounds. It's good defensive play there from Darian Hereford. Forcing Newcastle to reset and inbound just where they had previously with 9.2 seconds remaining. On the inbound. Newcastle across the timeline. 4 seconds in the quarter, now 2 seconds and 1. Newcastle gets the shot away and get it to go before the end of the first quarter. But it's been all Lander, 29-11 after 1 quarter. Back with the second right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoors.
Your home for Lander Tiger basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Just about ready for quarter number 2 here from Lander. Tiger boys all over Newcastle after 1:29 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Great offensive first frame for Lander, obviously. Helps when your shots are falling. Noah St. Clair contributing offensively and scoring from 6 different Tigers in that first quarter. Tigers looking to continue that. At some point, the hot streak will go a little bit cold, and game plan for Newcastle is just to hang around long enough to try to take advantage of that, but Lander has been hot and no signs of slowing down just yet in this game as we start the second quarter. Newcastle basketball. They'll weave up top really high near the logo and now dive in. There's a screened 3. That is no good. Offensive rebound with a spin on the right block. That putback is no good. How did that not fall? Spun all the way around the inside of the rim and popped out, so Lander there for the defensive rebound. They'll try a 3 from St. Clair. That is good. Noah St. Clair having himself a first half. Now a 32-11 Tiger lead. Newcastle just trying to keep their head above water. There's a nice drive in from left to right and a good finish. Tigers in transition the other way. Trying to be quick about it from the left block, a turnaround. That's Noah St. Clair again. Noah St. Clair with a spin move on the left block. Has 5 points in the last minute of game time. And the Tigers expand their lead to 21. Whistles on the drive for Newcastle. It's going to draw a foul. I think they're saying the foul was on the floor. Sure looked like a shooting foul from here, but to the Tigers' benefit, so it'll be an inbound as opposed to free throws for the Dogies. First foul either way here in the second quarter. Entry pass to the right block. Shot is up and good off the glass. Tigers trying to take advantage in transition with a bounce pass to, again, Noah St. Clair. You got to take a timeout if you're Newcastle just to put Noah St. Clair on the bench for a minute. Newcastle with a timeout. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Life happens, and sometimes it leaves a dent. At Northside Body Shop in Lander, we meet by accident, but we fix your vehicle with purpose. From minor dings to major collision repair, our expert team gets you back on the road and brings your car back to its original beauty. Trust the specialists who treat every vehicle like a classic. Northside Body Shop. Come see us at 323 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Special thanks to our radio audience joining us over the air or streaming through County10.com. Enjoying some Saturday basketball. The Lander Tiger boys certainly have enjoyed this game so far. Up on Newcastle by 21 points. It is 36-15 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard as Newcastle will inbound. Again, some full court pressure by Lander. A token full court man-to-man, but it does lead to a trap over the timeline. Newcastle able to break that with a pass into the left corner. Now entry pass left block. Skip pass to the top of the key, gets away to the Newcastle bench, and a turnover back to the Tigers. It's been a very frustrating first half already for Newcastle. Lander doing everything right, and their shots are falling. It does tend to help. This is following a Lander girls game where they scored 75 points. 75-26 was the final in the first of these two. That three is up and good. Lander adding on 39-15. It's been a minute since Lander has missed a shot. Seems like none of them have missed. Floater in the lane from Newcastle on the other end is no good. Here comes the Tigers in transition. That is, I think, St. Clair driving left side. Left block, finishing the layup with some speed. Noah St. Clair, one of the better games of his career already. Here in the second quarter with 5:55 to go. It's tough to keep pace with this Lander offense here in the first half of this one. Ball's on the floor. Lander does come away with it. And a timeout is called. Heads-up timeout by head coach Stu Mullins to save the possession. We'll take it with him back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Watch Tiger and Lady Tiger varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Lander Tiger basketball. They have possession and a 41-15 lead. Do the Tiger boys over Newcastle with 5:33 to go before halftime. This will be a travel called against Lander, though. A quick turnover back to the Dogies.
Newcastle basketball.
This is getting out of hand for Newcastle. You just want to keep pace with these Tigers, but Lander just can't miss. Really efficient offensive first half for the Lander boys. Ball's on the floor, stolen away by Lander. Good heads-up play to get this ball ahead down the floor, and the finish with the left hand. That's good. Tigers doing everything right on both sides of the basketball. Newcastle across the timeline, trailing 43-15. Dogies try from the left wing into the left corner now. Back up top. Ball's thrown out of bounds. Some of this for Newcastle, I think, is any team is going to have this problem in the early season. Lander, both boys and girls have been great about this. But just playing together, practicing together, you've only had a couple of weeks really practice. And then these tournament games, you see a lot of those travel calls and turnovers in early season games. A 3 for Lander from the right corner is no good. The ball is forced out of bounds off of a Dogie, and it will remain Lander possession. And have Caleb Andrews back into the game. He's going to take out Paxton Hollingshead. So Andrews back in, and Tigers to inbound from the far corner with 4:40 to go. Inbound is to St. Clair, who's had a heck of a first half. Noah's ISO driving to the right elbow into the paint. Kick out to the right corner. There's a floater from Cox that is good. Lander adding on 45-15. Talk about a torrent scoring pace. You wonder what the end total is going to be for the Tiger boys in this game after the girls scored 75 in their matchup. This will be an offensive foul. It looked like away from the ball on a screen. It's going to be team foul number 1 on Newcastle in the quarter. Tigers to inbound. It is a 30-point Tiger lead before halftime. There's a reason both the boys and the girls of the Tigers are ranked in the top 5 before the season started. St. Clair with a miss with a left hand, but the putback from Cox is good. And Cox has been great coming off the bench. For a minute there, didn't think it was possible for Noah St. Clair to miss a basket, but you see he did miss one just for a good change of pace. Noah St. Clair with a great first half. Allen's been doing the bulk of the scoring for Newcastle, and he leans in for a bucket and draws a foul, so a free throw is on the way. Fresh Tigers into the game are Finn McFadden as well as Garrett Romer. See Darian Herford into the game. Yeah, Darian Herford will come in. Noah St. Clair will have a seat, so will Cox. And Post is pulled out as well with 3:48 to go in the second quarter. We may have to do some of the same research and find high scoring totals for Lander boys last season. Lander girls blew that number out of the water in their first game. Imagine Lander boys have a chance to do the same. We'll find that number for you coming up on the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Allen driving in, adding 2 more to his total, makes it 47-19. Tigers with the lead and the basketball. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Tigers weave up top, now driving in. That's going to be a travel on Caleb Andrews. Took an extra step off of the pivots. Official was right there to spot it, and so back to Newcastle. All the drama has been sucked out of these 2 games, but in the best way possible for Lander. Both the boys and the girls, big leads at halftime. Still 3 minutes in the second quarter. Tigers are up big, and now a steal. Lander forcing a turnover, so here come the Tigers in transition. Extra pass intended for Hereford, goes out of bounds. Give it right back to the Dogies. Depending on how deep in research we want to get during the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Dogies, one of my favorite monikers of Wyoming teams. Second only maybe to the Punchers. It would be interesting to find how many other teams across the West or across the country have that Dogies moniker. It's just fun to say. It's 2:56 to go in the second quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds. Will force an inbound again from Newcastle. Trouble with it, though, and a 5-second call. Good ball on, or good defense on the inbound from Lander. It's all been going right for the Tigers. Talked to both coaches after games yesterday. The girls had 2 games. The Lander boys had only 1 game, but it was against a really good defending 2A state champ Thermopolis team, and it was the last game of the night. So talked to both coaches about getting up and doing it again the next day. It's one thing to play a couple of games in one day. It's another to compete at the same level when you wake up in the morning. Finn McFadden adds 2 more for the Lander Tigers. Nice ball movement for LVHS. Has Lander up 49-19 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Liked what head coach Drew Powell, the girls, said, and it applies to both the boys and the girls, too, about these preseason tournaments, pre-holiday tournaments, as the ball is stolen away after a block by Lander, and a carry is called against the Tigers in transition. But a good point by Coach Powell in that, yeah, it's a lot of basketball on a weekend, and yeah, you're not peak conditioning yet. Yeah, you haven't played as a team, but this is how regionals are. When you get into the stuff that matters, after a long conference schedule, you're going to have to play a couple of games in a day. And that applies even if you make it to the state tournament at times. Definitely weird times that you have to play. Helps to get you in that mindset before conference play. Both these Lander teams, I think it's safe to say, have at least the regional tournament in their sights this season. 3 for Newcastle is no good from the right side. Defensive rebound for Lander, and Finn McFadden pulls that down with 2 minutes to go. Feed into the corner. Left corner 3 is no good. Offensive putback is also no good. Another offensive rebound attempt is no good on the shot, and so Newcastle finally comes away with the board, and moving in transition are the Dogies. Get an offensive foul that was drawn down low on the right block. Who was that? I think that was Caleb Andrews. Drawing the offensive foul, getting his feet set, and taking the contact. Ball back to Lander.
First personal, second team foul.
30 points, Tiger advantage, as we are 139 away from halftime. Floater in the lane is no good. 1 and done for the Tigers. Dogies come away with the rebound. Newcastle trotting down the floor. He's trying to get points any way he can at this point if you're Newcastle. 3 in the corner, contested. Some contacts will draw a foul. They're going to get Garrett Romer, I believe, on the foul, and it should be, I think, 3 free throws coming. Couldn't quite see from this angle where his feet were set, but they are going to give him 3 free throws. Say he was behind the line when he was fouled. So we'll have 3 free shots. First one gets Newcastle to 20 points on the night. Now a 29-point Tiger advantage. Once again, the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show is coming up in another minute, 16 seconds of game time. Get you recapped from what, again, has been a really effective and efficient Tiger performance here in the first half against Newcastle. Second half on the way, and also preview a little bit of the matchups later in the day that will wrap up the Lander Classic. 3 made free throws for Newcastle. Makes the score 49-22 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander the other way with a good look at the bucket from under the baskets. As Caleb Andrews dropping it in for 51 points now for Lander. Minute to go in the second quarter. Ball is stolen away, and it's one-on-one the other way for the Tigers. Left-handed layup is good from Hikola. Under 50 seconds remaining. We are going to have to find that high-scoring point total for Lander as a team last season, because whatever that number ends up being, Lander's going to challenge that today at this pace anyway. Lean in with a block foul on Newcastle, so you got a couple of Tiger free throws on the way with 32 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We'll find that number for you on the Y-Dot Buckle Up for Life halftime show coming up next. Like to see from both the Lander boys and the girls, as Andrews to the free throw line makes the first. It's going to sound a little bit strange, but some teams are scared to score, scared to put up a bunch of points. And both the Lander boys in this game, certainly, and the Lander girls throughout the weekend, have shown that they run the system, they get the look, they make the extra pass, play defense, and then just score. And it's kind of like a process, a system almost for them. And that goes along with closing out games that we've talked to both coaches about over the last couple of years, as a foul down low is going to give Newcastle some free throws. But you don't have to know how to close out and win a game if you're up by 30 at the half. Tigers doing a good job of taking advantage of what Newcastle wants to do. 17 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We'll have a couple of Dogie free throws on the way. It's McCarthy at the line. First to 2 is good. Sub in for the Tigers for the remaining 17 seconds. You get Afton Cox in. And the second is good as well. 16 seconds remaining in the second quarter as Lander trots down across the timeline. Set for maybe one more possession. Skip into the corner for Hereford. Eyes that 3 for a long time. Takes a shot that's no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by the Tigers. 2 seconds, now 1. Shot from about half court for Newcastle. Good if it goes. Hits the backboard. And it's all Lander Tigers at halftime. 55-24 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Coming up next, the Y-Dot Buckle Up for Life halftime show right after this on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Lander boys on top of Newcastle 55-24. This is the Y-Dot Buckle Up for Life halftime show brought to you by Y-Dot, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Productive first half for the Lander boys. Very productive first game of this matchup for the Lander girls. 75-26 victory for the Lander Lady Tigers, 3-0 on their hosted tournament this weekend, and LVHS girls head coach Drew Powell joins us. Coach, your thoughts after what was just a dominant defense leading to offense, everything working right performance in that first game?
Yeah, I think they scored a couple too many in that first half. or not half, but first quarter, we kind of gave up some easy ones, so I gave them the challenge of, hey, we're going to go full court man, and I want to see what we have. And I thought we really responded well from that point on. I think they scored 8 points, maybe 9. And we just kind of got a little bit grittier with it. And then, our defense really was our offense today.
Helps to hit your shots as well. A couple of ladies shooting really well. Brianna Lincoln, I think, had 6 3-point shots. I think she had 5 in a game last year. That might be a career high for her, but she wasn't the only one. Getting points obviously helps from all over the floor, but it's made a lot easier by that defense. And it's early in the season, conditioning-wise, but to play any kind of full-court press for 3 full quarters like you guys did so effectively, I mean, that's a great sign all around.
Yeah, when we're deep in our bench and you can rotate girls in and out, it makes it a little bit easier to just keep that full court pressure on. And I had Bree down for 6 threes, might be a career high. I know she had, I think it was 5 in Lyman last year.
Yep.
But, it really came from transition. We were attacking, we were kicking the ball out, and she was getting wide open shots. And I tell all of our girls, if you get a wide open shot, the expectation is that you shoot it, because we have a bunch of shooters on the team. And she was just in the right spot at the right time and got a bunch of them to go. Transition
game looked really good as well. The extra pass, which sometimes at the end of it, which sometimes takes several weeks, past January to get down as a team. But everything looked good. I mean, the only thing I found that I could point to is a little bit of foul trouble, which didn't matter in the game, but that also comes down to aggressive play on defense too. So wire to wire, I'm sure you'll find some things to work on. But that was a lot of fun to watch and exciting stuff for Tiger fans.
Yeah, I mean, we do like to play pressure defense, and we're trying to get up in them. It's just getting our hands a little bit too active, and we're hitting girls in the head every once in a while and getting some fouls, and then just slapping at the ball rather than tracing it. But those are all things we can get better at over the season. And I really did like our transition game today. It was really impressive how fast we could get the ball up and then even make that extra pass when we had to.
Real quick, 5 o'clock matchup tonight. What's the last priority for the weekend? What's kind of the message going in?
They got 2 really good players, but it's really comes down to be us. I think if you watch the last 3 games, when we're us, we're a really effective team running in transition and offensively, and then our defense also is pretty hard to play against when we're all communicating and playing as hard as we can.
Head coach Drew Powell let you go, and we'll see you later on this evening.
All right, thank you.
That's head coach Drew Powell. Lander girls on top of Newcastle. 75-26 was the final score in that game. Lander boys at halftime lead the Dogies 55-24. We're going to come back for the second half right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
At Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com. proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
Halftime, the Lander boys on top of Newcastle, 55-24. Welcome back to the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. YDOT reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Lander Tigers are back on the floor just now. Newcastle exited the locker room a couple of moments ago, so we're just about ready to go here in the third quarter. Did do that research during halftime. The high point total for this Lander boys team last season was 69. Well, let me find that for you again. 69 against Torrington was the season high. Lander boys have 55 points against Newcastle at halftime. They scored 55 or more only 3 times in any game last season. So similar to the girls' outcome, boys are well ahead of pace. Have a chance of shattering that mark. We'll see how the second half rolls on. 55 points. Strong showing for just about any basketball team at any level in the first half of the game. Tiger boys looking to control the rest of this one, and they will have the ball to begin the third quarter. Tigers now moving right to left for our radio audience, wearing their home whites as they have been all weekend long, hosting the Lander Classic. Backdoor cuts Noah St. Clair under the basket, puts up a contested shot that's no good. Knocked out of bounds, back to the Tigers. Also keep an eye on the clock as we got into running time in that first game. At this pace, we may see that here in the second game as well. Runner in the lane for the Tigers. Scoring is Caleb Andrews, adding on to the total. Newcastle across the timeline for their first possession of the second half. Just need to get anything going offensively if you're the Dogies. They'll streak across the lane, have the ball tipped out of bounds by Andrews. Stays with Newcastle. Appreciate head coach Drew Powell and his time during our YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Both these boys and girls teams have one more game to play after this Newcastle set. Be a 5 o'clock start for the Lander girls. Actually playing different opponents. So Lander boys play Rollins tonight at 6:30 or following the conclusion of the Lander girls game. Turnaround in the lane for the Dogies is no good. Tigers pull down the rebound, looking to work in transition, pass into the left corner. 7:05 remaining in the third quarter. There's a three that's no good from the left wing. Offensive rebound and the nice no-look pass under the basket results in points. That was Finn McFadden finishing the play for the Tigers. Newcastle does get the ball across the timeline. Now driving in with a floater on the right side of the lane. That's no good. Ball is knocked out of bounds back to Lander. 6:41 remaining in the third. All Lander Tigers in this one. Shot clock newly installed this year. It's a brand new high school rule across the state. Has not been a factor in this game. St. Clair driving in on the left side for the Tigers. Backs out, now dives back in. Now he's in trouble under the basket. Kick to the right corner. And a pass back up top of the key to Herford. Darian Herford is ISO there. Pass to his left. And McFadden back to St. Clair. Noah skips in the lane back to Herford, and they ran into each other. Ooh, hopefully Darian Herford's okay. Incidental contact among teammates, and Herford's real slow to get up. Count the bucket and one on the other end. And Herford is on his feet. He'll come out of the game, replaced by Garrett Romer. It was streaking couple of Tigers across the lane who just collided, and Herford got the worst of that with Noah St. Clair. Herford is able to walk off very slowly. He looks to be okay. Still a little bit shaken up, and he is, again, replaced by Romer. The last thing you need early season is an injury, and especially when it's incidentally caused by your own teammate. But it looks like Herford's all right. Tigers to Finn McFadden in the left corner. Nice move. Down the lane, Finn McFadden with a beautiful finish on that play. And the Tigers up 61-26 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. whistle and a foul called against the Tigers. It's going to be their second of the quarter. Let's have a look here on the Gambles replay at that beautiful finish from Finn McFadden at the other end of the floor.
First personal, second team foul.
Faking the pass out to the left wing, generating enough space to finish the play. Fun to watch on the football field, fun to watch on the basketball court. An offensive foul here on Newcastle following the inbound. So 5:41 to go in the third. Landers got the ball back. 61-26 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard.
Newcastle foul number 25, Landon Hill. Third personal, first team foul.
No pressure. Hasn't been any defensive pressure from Newcastle all game long. Lander has applied some sporadically. It's Tigers with the basketball right now. Drive from the left corner down to the left block. Caleb Andrews got it to go and one. Strong finish from Andrews, adding on to the Lander total. Now 63-26 with a free throw on the way. Andrews a strong showing in this game. It's tough to find a standout player in that battle against Thermopolis. Again, defending 2A state champs last night. Well, you've seen Andrews with a good game here in this game. Saw Noah St. Clair just go off in the first half. Inside, outside, seemed like he couldn't miss. Made free throw on the bonus, and so Newcastle will inbound. After the three-point play by Andrews, it is 64-26 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. There's a three from the top of the key for the Dogies. No good. Defensive rebound pulled down by the Tigers. Lander back in transition from right to left across their offensive ends. Here's St. Clair trying that three. He's hit it a couple of times. That one's no good, though. Offensive rebound pulled down, put back, up and in from Caleb Andrews. With that margin, as you may have heard locally here in the PA in the gym, 40 points is the margin for a running clock, and we have arrived there once again. So the clock will only stop for timeouts and official stoppages, but will not stop on change of possession or anything like that. Newcastle, it's a nice-looking offensive set there with a streak down the lane. There's a three from the left wing that is no good. A defensive rebound pulled down by the Dogies. See if they can score on consecutive possessions with 4:26 remaining. Ball is tipped out of bounds but stays with Newcastle.
Back into the lineup for the Tigers, Colta Hicklop. And number 24 for Raider Coleman.
Newcastle on the inbound with 4:08 remaining. Entry pass from under the basket leads to a shot that is up and good. So we've had a couple of productive offensive possessions for the Dogies. Tigers on offense the other way with St. Clair spinning around on the right wing, now to the left elbow, spin move in the paint. Nice drop off underneath to finish the play was Brenner Coleman. Tigers getting a lot of scorers involved as the game goes on. 3:39 remaining. Newcastle possession, driving in, fouled from behind. They're going to get for the foul Garrett Romer, and this will be a shooting foul with a couple of free throws coming.
Tiger foul number 3, Garrett Romer.
Once again, we have a running clock at 3:23 after hitting that 40-point margin. Lander Tigers currently only up by 38, but the clock runs after you hit that 40 regardless. First free throw is no good. Not that it matters, but the team high for the Tigers in a game last year was 69 points. They're at 68 right now, still in the third. Tigers in transition. Noah St. Clair draws contact. Can't get the shot to go. Gets his own rebound. Then draws a foul on the shot. That won't fall either, but you got a couple of free throws on the way from Noah St. Clair. Clock rolling with running time at 2:40 remaining in the third.
Into the Newcastle lineup, number 4, Adrian Wolf.
Well, both Lander teams, if they were looking for statement victories, have them. Lander girls, the 75-26 victory against Newcastle in the game before this, and the Lander boys well on their way to a big win against the Dogies as well. Ball's tipped out of bounds, so Lander's going to have to inbound again on this possession. Diving in, getting the ball back is Caleb Andrews. Puts it in off the glass. Lander 70-31. I'm just telling you, Tiger fans and any sports fans in the Lander community, frankly, this is going to be a fun basketball season for both the boys and the girls. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it's not a secret. Both teams ranked top 5 in the preseason WyoPreps coaches and media polls. I'm not a fan of preseason polls at all because they mean nothing. But they do kind of set the bar for expectations and what the rest of the state basketball community kind of thinks of your team. And that being the benchmark, both Lander squads pretty well thought of. Andrews in transition after the steal. Got it to go, count it, and one. Caleb Andrews finishing the play strong through contact. Clock still rolling with running time, 1:07 and counting, as Andrews gets set for a bonus free throw.
Foul against number 2, Hathaway, first personal, 4th team foul.
Andrews eyes that free throw, takes the shot that is short. Defensive rebound pulled down by Newcastle. 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter as the Doggies cross the timeline. Shot from just off the top of the key is no good, and the ball goes out of bounds to Lander.
Out of bounds, Tiger basketball.
Get our fourth quarter coming up here in 30 seconds. Yeah, Tiger tying his shoe. I'm sure it does need to be tied, but it does help the running clock as it continues to roll. 20 seconds remain as the Tigers inbound then. See what Lander wants to do with what might be their final possession of the quarter. Garrett Romer has the ball just about the Tiger logo way up high. 10 seconds on the clock. Romer dives in with 8 seconds. Pass top of the key. There's a three that is short. No good. St. Clair with the offensive rebound. 3 seconds. Bounce pass. And at the buzzer, the Tigers add on with a layup from Coleman. 74-31 as we enter quarter number 4. Back right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
We are Maven.
We accidentally ran into each other in the lane, and Hereford is back out there with the ball at the top of the key. Now pass to his left. That's Cox. Shot from the top of the key is up and good from Nolan Post. Nolan Post getting in on the scoring action from downtown, no less. 77-31 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Everything over but the final here is Newcastle just trying to get points any way they can, and Lander with a steal in transition trying to add on. This will be an offensive foul that is called on Caleb Andrews, I think, diving in. A little bit too aggressively maybe there, and the defender at his feet set. He was flying in there. That's actually Finn McFadden who picked up the foul offensively. Clock is rolling with running time. 77-31 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. So it will not stop with the exception of timeouts or any official stoppages, but doesn't stop otherwise. Shot from in the paint is no good, and Lander's there for the rebound. That's another thing that we didn't see at all last year in basketball, running time. I'm not sure I've had a running time game in either direction for a Lander game in the last several seasons. Floater in the lane is up and good from Cox. We'll get a timeout taken by Newcastle. Lander Tigers all over the Doggies. 79-31. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Introducing WyoGlass, your local glass experts. From windows to showers, we've got you covered. We're proud to be a part of the Lander community and a local sports sponsor. We're dedicated to serving all of Fremont County, so you can trust us with your residential and commercial windows.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's...
They're off to a shining start for Lander, both the boys and girls teams in 2025-26. Lander Classic. It's been all Tigers, although you do have a Newcastle three from the right corner there. But the girls earlier this morning, late morning it actually was, defeated Newcastle 75-26, and the Lander boys are up 79-34 in the fourth quarter. So be a turnover back to the Tigers. Baseline violation on the inbound. Clock is rolling with this big margin, so Ticking down past 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Lander on the inbound. And there's a three from the right side. That is no good. Offensive rebound is tracked down. Long board by Garrett Romer. Romer with a pass to Cox. Cox gets the ball back to Romer. Spin in the lane. Drops it off to a teammate on the right block. Foul and count the bucket. That was Coleman underneath. We'll get free throws on the way. The high point total for the Tigers in any game last year was 69 points against Torrington. They have blown by that. 81-34 in running time. Coleman with a chance to add on from the stripe. Throw is no good. Ball is tipped out and eventually corralled by Newcastle. Dogie possession. Pass to the top of the key. That's an NBA range three that is no good. The rebound is eventually pulled down by the Tigers. Sharp rebound, but well corralled. So here comes Lander. Down the floor in transition. Pass under the basket. Pump fake. Shot is up and no good. Second chance opportunity. Draws a foul. The shot won't fall, but you got a couple of free throws coming from Brenner Coleman. Coleman goes to the line once again. Clock still rolling with 3:40 remaining in the fourth. So we should be out of here in just about 4 minutes actual game time, and stick around for the post-game show. Get thoughts from head coach Stu Mullins. These are kind of tough interviews for a broadcaster when things go this well. You want to enjoy the moment, but coaches aren't good at doing that anyway, and they have to play another game tonight. It'll be Rollins next up for the Lander boys. That game should start 6:30 or so after the Lander girls, who play at 5. Second free throw is no good, so it remains 81-34 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle with a pass to the top of the key. He'll dribble right side outside. Now pass back up top toward the logo, and the Dogies reset things up there. Pass to the right side. Good zone defense here from the Tigers. Ball is thrown away, and a turnover back to Lander. Tigers moving in transition with Romer down there. There's a three from the corner that is no good. And out of bounds to Lander. 2:29 remains, and the clock continues to tick. Lander's going to get its first victory of the season. They lost to the defending 2A state champs last night in Thermopolis, the Bobcats. It's going to be Cox adding on. 83-34 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. That was actually a game I thought the Lander boys should have won. In fact, I told Coach Mullins on the air after the game, just felt like that one got away, and it's a matter of closing out teams against a really good team. Regardless of class, Thermopolis is going to be solid again this year. They proved that last night. Lander trying to prove to themselves that they're going to make a run at things in 3A. Certainly making a case for it with their first win of the year in large fashion. 83-34 is your score in the final moments. Newcastle's going to try a three from the right wing. That is no good. Board is pulled down by the Tigers. Minute and a half to go. Lander running in transition. A lot of contact in the lane. This will be an offensive foul, though, called on Lander. To Newcastle. I wish all the teams the best of luck that we see here at the tournament this weekend, including the Dogies and Lady Dogies. Both Newcastle teams showing signs of just early season stuff that they will clean up. Communication, passing, a couple of turnovers. Minute to go. Here's a floater in the lane that's no good. Lander comes away with a board. Skip pass to Romer. Romer on the right side. Now a three from the right wing. Time for the Lander Tigers. 27 on the clock, and Lander's going to hold it. Pass around up top a little bit. Be content with a 86-36 50-point victory for the Tigers over Newcastle. Their first win in the Tiger Classic. 10 seconds on the clock as Lander continues to pass around. You got 5 seconds. Lander's going to hang on to the ball. Horn sounds. And the Tigers defeat Newcastle by a final score of 86-36. Thoughts from Lander head coach Stu Mullins coming up on the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show. We'll get you ready for the nightcap, the final two games of what's been a long weekend of basketball for the Lander Tigers. Both boys and girls, still one more game to play later on tonight. That's all coming up on the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
We know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Who is RE/MAX All-Star Realtors? We're a professional real estate agency where your success is our priority. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, we're here to guide you every step of the way. With unmatched professionalism and a track record of delivering results, we're your trusted partners in real estate. Your success is our top priority. Find your perfect property with RE/MAX All-Star Realtors. Contact us at 307-856-7827 or visit remaxriverton.com.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 1077 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
Terry Memorial Fieldhouse in Lander Valley High School for the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show, brought to you by Bailey Tire and Auto. Proud to support our local athletes. Full-service tire and auto shops at 755 South Federal in Riverton and 1305 West Main in Lander. Let's get right to our health source play of the game, and in a victory like this, certainly no shortage of moments to choose from. This is the one that we tagged in the moment anyway. Finn McFadden diving in, nice ball handling with a finish from the third quarter, and that is our health source chiropractic play of the game. Although, again, you could have chosen a bunch of different options in what was a massive 50-point victory for the Lander Tigers. Health Source Chiropractic, Fremont County's only sports-certified chiropractic clinic. Stay in the game with a $10 new patient special for student athletes that is available now at Health Source Chiropractic. Lander Tigers certainly got well after a tough loss against Thermopolis. It's going to be, again, one of the better teams in the state regardless of class. Defending 2A state champs are the Bobcats And that was even a game that just felt like it got away a little bit from the Tigers. So best way to prevent that is to go out and score all kinds of points, as the Lander Tigers did here in the second half of the boys and girls doubleheader against Newcastle. Final score 86-36. Mentioned this during the broadcast. And these are different teams. I mean, you have some of the same players, obviously, for the Lander Tigers this season as you did last season. But last year, the most points that Lander would score in any game was 69 against Torrington. They had 55 points at halftime of this game, did the Lander Tigers. As a team, in any game last year, the Tigers only scored more than 55 3 times, including that Torrington game. And 2 of those other games were 56-point efforts. So to say this surpassed their scoring average is obviously an understatement, as the Lander Tigers second what the girls did against the Lady Dogies, who won their game 75-26, and what was also a tendency shattering from a scoring perspective game for the Lander ladies. It's just wire to wire, kind of a show that was put on by the Tigers. So we mentioned one of many great moments that we pinned as our Health Source Chiropractic play of the game. But if you had to pick a player of the game for this one, it had to be Noah St. Clair. Kind of got that margin out of reach early in the second quarter, leading all scorers for the Lander Tigers in the first half. Then later in the game, as the Tigers kind of put their foot off the gas a little bit and got some of the deeper bench players into the game, deep in that score sheet quite a bit. But yeah, it's tough to find problems in a performance like that. So it's going to be interesting to hear the thoughts of head coach Stu Mullins momentarily here on the Bailey Tire Pros postgame show. Can't imagine that he's going to be celebrating too much, and the Tigers can't, because they have to play another game in only a couple of hours. It'll be a 6:30 start time for the Lander Tigers against Rollins on the boys' side. Girls will play right before that to wrap up their tournaments at 5 o'clock this evening. But momentarily here on the Bailey Tire Pros postgame show, we're going to be joined by victorious Lander boys basketball coach Stu Mullins. He's actually on his way up right now, so we'll get his thoughts on what was, again, an 86-36 victory. Coach, congratulations. I'm racking my brains to try to ask you an interesting question here, other than just that was a wire-to-wire great defense and offensive performance.
Yeah, I was really, really proud of just how unselfish they were. Making the good to great pass. It could have easily, in a game like that, just said, "Oh, it's time to get my points," and they didn't, and they just, that was the thing that really stuck out to me. And if we play that way, against better teams, we'll be right there. So it was great to come back too from, the tough one last night and just move on from that.
Yeah, solid set defense, not having to use too much pressure to accomplish what you want to throughout most of the game. And noticing with you guys early in the season, the extra pass, you mentioned the good to great pass in transition, that can take, and we've seen it from the teams that we've played here in the tournament this weekend, that can take weeks or after Christmas to kind of fix. But you guys are, having not played together for more than a couple of weeks as this unit, seeing the floor really well, knowing where guys are going to be, and it just really ahead of the curve in terms of floor awareness and passing. Well, and that's a credit to just the guys. I mean, they're unselfish by nature, and then I feel like we've got a good scheme, and they all are threats on the floor too, which makes it ideal. And our biggest thing in our program is skill rules all, and we spend a ton of time on just skill development. And so if you can dribble, pass, finish, and shoot, you can play the game at a high level. And so that's a testament, and that's a display of I think our program and what we really work on, and if you can do those things, the game becomes a lot easier. We had some fun with stats during the broadcast, and all of last year, granted, different team, but you guys scored 69 was your high point total last season. You had 55 points at halftime. You guys last year scored 55 or more in a game only 3 times, including that 69-point effort. This sounds strange when you say it out loud, but some teams are afraid to score and get that margin, pile on. But it seems like you guys already are running the system, and that's just the score is the end of the system of defense and offense, and just repeat.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to try to get 15 to 20 more possessions this year. We'd really like to push into the 70s if we can, and it's going to take us a little bit to get there consistently, but you're exactly right. The defense complements the offense, and there's fast, and then there's the fast that we want to play. That's just emphasis every day in practice, and stopping it and doing it again, stopping it, doing it again, and they're starting to get to it. But the 2 freshmen come in, and we get 3 or 4 transition layups right in a row, just advance, pass, advance, pass, layup, and so we're getting there, and is a good game for us.
Now, one more tonight, so we'll let you go, but we'll see you this evening at about 6:30 for that start time. Congrats, Coach. Great win.
Thanks.
There's head coach Stu Mullins, Lander boys basketball, and that was a boring couple of games in the best way possible for Tiger fans. 75-26 victory for the Lander ladies, and an 86-36 victory over Newcastle for the Lander boys. With that, we are going to wrap up our coverage, or pause it, I should say, for now, because we do have 2 more games here in the Lander Classic that will be coming your way starting at 5 o'clock with a girls matchup. Boys play Rollins at 6:30 or following the conclusion of that first game. So, until then, have a safe and enjoyable rest of your Saturday. Hope to see you out here in person for the finale of the Lander Classic later on tonight. If not, we've got you covered right here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.